Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my friend? For it's our last refrain. Forever young, ever strong, ever brave. Memories like this never end. No, they don't fade away. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on. And I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. Close to the sun. Here's to the ones who let shine through the rain, the ones who stood for something more. We won't forget your names. The tide is high, say goodbye, we're setting sail, and all those midnight secrets told, we'll take them to the grave. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on, and I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. Close to the sun. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on, and I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun.
All right, everyone. How are you guys doing today? What a week. What a week. So the big thing is we're going to be focusing a lot on the space news because there's been a lot going on. I put a link in our wonderful chat here. I'll go ahead and pin it. So if you guys want to join me in the good old Discord, again, there is the link. You can join me here. If you want to just talk about any random stuff, then we can do that. Also, just reminder to read the rules so that way you can get promoted to an Icy fan. So that way we can get you into the Icy Lair podcast in Discord. Again, this just helps prevent trolls and so forth. So just one little extra step if you want to actually join the cast here and join us on the Icy Roundtable here on Discord. But with that, guys, hopefully you had a great week. It was definitely a long one for me. But it's another Saturday here on the Icy Lair podcast. So with that being said, I don't have too much announcements. I have been doing a lot of manga reading lately. And I've just been so immersed into these great stories. I pretty much knocked out 2 Sailor Moon volumes and some other. It was like the slime manga. That time that got reincarnated as a slime. And then there was another one. Oh, My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia is actually really good. I can't wait to get the second volume on that one. Because it's some great life lessons to be learned from My Hero Academia. So it definitely surprised me. But I was definitely happy to read it. And hopefully I get some more in there as well. Got some other mangas today that you'll see coming up shortly on the Radio Run After Dark channel. The links will be down below. Alrighty, so in pop culture, let's go ahead and we'll talk about space first and foremost, because on the pop culture side, there was pretty much nothing going on besides a few things. We have a brand new Spider-Man trailer that kind of dropped with the Spider-Verse animated with Miles Morales. We've got Star Wars kind of backtracking a little bit for once with their, what was it, the Star Cruiser Hotel. Yeah, that was kind of interesting to say the least. And then they've also canceled a TV show, which we'll talk about that here in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and let's talk about space. There was a lot of space news this week. So the things that we were talking about. So SpaceX is developing kind of the next evolution in man flight into space. So Eric X here, highly recommend to follow him on Twitter. If you're interested in geek stuff, especially in SpaceX development, created a nice little demonstration on how the Starship is going to work. So the last testing we've seen from the SpaceX is pretty much doing this belly flop / vertical maneuver to land. Now, they've proven this with their latest couple of flights, but this is what it's supposed to do, is that it's supposed to go vertical, and then the mecha claw here thing is actually supposed to grab it, so that way it can put it back on the launch pad, which is it's really cool to see. And I can't wait to see it's actually come into fruition, because I am excited for this right here. So it's only a matter of time. Again, we'll see the first orbital test of Starship coming up next January. And I'm excited for that. So some other things. We had another Falcon 9 launch. This was for some more SpaceX satellites for their internet service that they're going to be doing for their Starlink service. And that was on the Florida coast. So again, continuing. This was pretty cool because you can see the delivery vehicle on the very top there, and then you see the rocket coming in for a landing. So yeah, definitely very cool. Oh, this is not working. Yep, there we go. Yep, I definitely agree, Avery. And welcome, Wing Hugs. How you doing? Welcome. Yeah, I love space. It's no secret. I am obsessed with space exploration. So definitely interesting. So this one caught my attention. So with the International Space Station, it's starting to reach its service life. It's been up there for, I think, 20 plus years. It's amazing that we've had a space station in geosynchronous orbit for that long. And just recently, Russia fulfilled its contract with delivering one more space modular. I don't know the details of it, but just recently, they were able to deliver their last modular on the ISS, marking the official completion of the ISS development. So with that being said, NASA has now agreed to work with all these commercial or private sector developers, Blue Origin, NanoRacks, Northrop Grumman, to work and to get commercial space stations developed, which is going to be interesting because, we're going to start seeing NASA being like the front runner to more of the administration role. So the best I can describe this is, think of it as the FAA in the airline industry. We have all these corporations, United Airlines, American Airlines, United, and so forth. They're all governed by the FAA. Now I can start seeing NASA start to transition into like that FAA role, and now we're starting to see these commercialized space stations. So just imagine, riding on a SpaceX Starship to one of these hotels in space. Going to be kind of cool to see. So cannot wait. So kind of a couple designs here. Man, I can't believe we're at this stage. Commercial space stations to meet needs and ensure a seamless transition. That is crazy. So in other news, the James Webb Space Telescope. So I know we were talking about it last weekend, that it had somewhat of a unhinged event, meaning that I think it deployed on the ground when it was not supposed to and caused the whole thing to shake essentially. They are now approved to go ahead and launch. I think this is going to be launching on the 22nd of December. And this guy is designed to replace the Hubble telescope that's been up there for a couple of years. And finally was able to find an animation on Twitter here on how it's supposed to unfold and actually look. So it's kind of a big satellite with a radar dish on it. But it looks kind of cool, and it's designed to replace the Hubble telescope, and hopefully we can get some even clearer images of our solar system. Most of the images that we see nowadays either comes from the Hubble telescope or actual satellites that are to the planets. But these telescopes are really good because here on Earth, if you try to do a telescope to the planets, you got obviously light pollution, you've got the atmosphere, you've got the radiation and all the elements in our atmosphere and so forth that kind of pollute our images essentially. So with these telescopes actually being in space, we don't have to deal with that. So yeah, I cannot wait for the launch on this guy in December. So I found this pretty interesting. So this is, I'll go ahead and maximize this here. So this is the speed of light from a visual perspective. And you can see the speed of light, 7.5 orbits per second at the surface. So now if we take that speed of light from Earth to the moon, it will take 1.25 seconds to travel. And that's pretty cool from surface to surface. Now, if we want to go to Mars, that's going to take 3 minutes with not speed of sound, speed of light, excuse me, with the speed of light. So yeah, if we created our quote unquote warp engines, we can go to Mars in 3 minutes with light speed. Now, one thing I didn't know is now if we take the same distance from the sun to our Earth, that's going to take, I thought it was here. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't have it here. But one thing that's interesting is that it's 150 million, kilometers, because they use the kilo or the metric system, but that is equal to 1 AU. So the distance from the sun to the Earth is 1 AU distance, which is interesting. You can see the speed of light from the sun to the Earth, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that was a nice little representation of the speed of light and just how fast matter has to go to achieve it. And I really, really hope someday that we'll be able to develop an engine capable of doing that. Definitely not in our lifetimes, but definitely interesting. So again, a lot of space this week, a lot of space. So I was actually able to, and I think I also retweeted that if you get the opportunity to watch a live stream over on NASA's YouTube channel, I highly, highly recommend it because I was able to catch the live stream of this particular walk. These two individuals did a spacewalk this week to replace an antenna they had a spare on the International Space Station. And they actually did the walk. And I'll tell you what, it was quite a stream to watch because you are basically with them in their spacesuits essentially, and you get to see them actually working on a piece of equipment with Earth as the background. Can you imagine your workstation, your table is essentially in space with Earth as your background? Really, really cool. And this mission was actually postponed because it was supposed to happen a couple days ago. But due to potential debris floating around, they kind of delayed it to, I think it was Thursday they did the spacewalk. But that was the first one I saw on live stream. And I tell you what, that was breathtaking to see the views that these two were able to witness. So, yeah, definitely interesting. And there's another article that just shows that the ISS will be retired in 2030. To my understanding, I think what they're going to end up doing with the current ISS is they're going to let it deorbit, meaning that it'll eventually safely fall back to Earth and it'll eventually burn up in the atmosphere. So that's what I heard, but we will see. We will see. But yeah, a lot of space stuff happening. But that's pretty much all I have for the space news. And I'll continue to update you guys because, again, space is definitely one of my pillars of escapism because I think it's very important for humanity to continue to explore the stars as a species. So definitely something to look into. Okay, I think the next thing we will talk about is good old Star Wars. We'll go from IRL space to fantasy space. So, kind of two big news that came out from the Star Wars front. So, the first one here is that Rangers of the Old Republic are no longer in production. I'll go ahead and see if we can actually get this article from our good old Geeks and Gamers. Highly recommend following all the Geeks and Gamers channels. They got some wonderful content. I've been addicted to Sports Wars over there lately, and some great content this team is producing. So, in our interview with the Empire magazine, Kathleen Kennedy essentially confirmed that Rangers of the New Republic is dead. This series was announced a little under a year ago at Disney's Investors event, and little has been said about it since. When Gina Carano's contract with The Mandalorian was renewed, most of us assumed the Rangers of the New Republic would either be canceled or heavily retooled with a new character in the lead role. Regardless, this is the first time that anyone from Lucasfilm has come out and said as much. Kennedy's comments was, "We never written any script or anything on that. Someone will figure in the future episodes, I'm sure, of the next iteration of The Mandalorian." Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy has no idea what the fuck she's doing. Like, you announced this show with, it is clear and obvious intent that you were going to have Gina Carano. Because if Gina Carano was not going to be the forefront of the show would never been canceled to begin with. So this just confirms that she was going to be the star of this series. And I think a lot of us wanted that. But again, Disney does not want our money, so we'll look into that too with our stock section. But yeah, definitely a shame that we're not going to get this. Because, that's what the fans want. But, oh well. And then also in news and other news, I don't have an article here, but there was a video that was released on Disney's YouTube channel about the new Star Cruiser Hotel. So it's basically supposed to be an all-inclusive resort to bring you into the Star Wars universe. Well, needless to say, it failed epically. And the fact that the community, or let me say the fellowship, came together. And the greatest thing about the fellowship, us as consumers, the community, whatever you want to use, we spoke up. The power of choice. Never take that lightly because we chose to not accept this crap. We were looking at, let me see if I can actually find Star Wars Theory's reaction to this. It was priceless. Because here you have a person with 1.8 million followers. And his reaction was just so priceless. Let's see here. Because it pretty much sums up all of the loyal fans. All right, we can bring this over here. Again, shout out to Star Wars Theory. We'll take a look at his reaction here. If you're into Star Wars, highly recommend following this channel. He tries to stay central when it comes to Star Wars. I have officially abandoned the Disney camp for sure. He still has a little bit more hopes, but after his initial reaction, I'll just do... Yeah, this is a pretty good picture that sums it up. But if you watch the whole thing, again, you can. It's reacting to controversy, Disney Star Wars Star Cruiser Hotel on the Star Wars Theories channel. But his facial expressions said it all. Said it all. And it was glorious to see. Because there just comes to a point that common sense has to prevail. You know, they bank on us to turn off our brain. Don't think. Just, you know, give us the money and you can immerse into this atmosphere. Well, the atmosphere that they were trying to give us was pretty crappy. And again, I know why Disney's doing this. So look at this ship right here. Let me see if I can get a good picture of it. And see, that was all the concept art. Since we don't have the actual one from Disney, we'll do the best we can here. Let's see if we can get a... There it is. Okay. No. So close. Anyway, you can kind of see the frame of the ship right here. So this ship is truly unique to Disney. It's nothing from the expanded universe. It's nothing from the original trilogy, Clone Wars, and so forth. And again, they do this because they don't want to deal with royalty. If they take one of the original ships from the OT, from the Clone Wars, someone in there is going to get royalty for using their design. So they went with this generic shape that, you know, insert sci-fi isms here, ship, essentially. And then even with the control panels, you know, it just looks old. You know, people want modern day technology, you know, AR. This was a great opportunity to incorporate augmented reality, especially for a family of 4 to do a couple nights. It was like $5,000-$6,000. Are you kidding me right now? There's so many good things that you can spend that money on, in my opinion. Again, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. But I think that's ludicrous to say the least, especially for what you're getting. You know, for this hotel, would have been so cool if you were actually on the blockade runner with, you know, Vader's ship attacking you. And to be immersed in that. And, you know, have the talent costume people, you know, with Leia and everything, and being part of that scene when Vader was attacking the blockade runner at this hotel. Can you imagine how cool that would have been? Or actually be in the Millennium Falcon? I mean, I know they have it at Galaxy's Edge, but I think they should have done it with this hotel. There's so much lost potential when it comes to immersion. And again, Disney's trying to cut corners, trying to be as generic as possible or create their own stuff so that way they can avoid royalty fees. It's sad. It really is sad. So, you know, generic hallways. Again, I wish these hallways mimic the blockade runner. You know, actually has stormtroopers, you know, have the famous Rogue One hallway scene with Darth Vader, you know, have them reenact that. I mean, at least Disney owns that one. It should have been a blockade runner. Something that everyone knew and that can actually get themselves immersed in from a Disney movie. It's all about the detail. Or even then, you know, with this hotel, you could have had Cloud City. Cloud City is perfect for a resort. And then you can have all the famous scenes from Empire Strikes Back. Because that's one of the most beloved movies of the OT. And now you can actually be immersed in this Cloud City, have the Millennium Falcon there, and just put the person into those things. Okay, there we go. So that's what the ship was going to look like. This ship reminds me of Warhammer 40K. This looks like a Space Marine vessel. This isn't Star Wars. And it would not surprise me if, you know, considering how they knock off the comics with everything with fan art and actually put into the comics. Probably would not surprise me if this is very similar to a Warhammer ship. This should have been the blockade runner. I cannot stress that enough. This should have been the blockade runner. You know, be the experience. Be in that scene when Darth Vader comes in. And we follow the princess, you know. Again, Disney can print money, but they're a corporation. And that's a problem. It was such a missed opportunity. And as a result of that, you can't find this video anywhere. Disney pulled it down. And it's like, wow, that was actually a strong victory. A very strong victory for the fans, for those who use the power of their voice, use the power of their choice, and especially the power of spending and their money. So, the power of the fans, never underestimate it. Never underestimate it. And then, okay, so let's go ahead and with that, I kind of want to transition to the stocks, because the stocks are interesting. The stonks. Let's go ahead and bring that up for good old Disney. Because again, really, it's the stock market. If you want to hit a corporation where it hurts, you got to hit them in the investment side. That is the only way they're going to listen. If you hit the, especially if you're an investor or someone that is in contact with an investor, you know, they need to wake up. And I think we are, slowly and surely. Because remember, in the last earnings call that Disney had with the investors, a lot of investors were asking the good questions. You know, why isn't Jon Favreau taking charge of LucasArts? When is Kathleen Kennedy going to leave? Oh, guess what? They re-signed Kathleen Kennedy. Going against the investors. The will of the investors. But so yeah, I just want to take a look at the Disney stock and see where it's at. All right, so kind of a bit on the climb. It did definitely fall. Let's take a look at the 5-day here. So you can see for Disney, over the course of the week, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. So it dropped. I think this is their lowest of the year, too. Yeah, look at that fall. Oof. All right, so let's take a look for the year. Yeah, look at that. So they had their lowest on 1 December. So this week, they had the lowest stock of the year. That's crazy. It's slowly starting to recover, but... And then the 5-year... let's see, so 120. Yeah, they've hit that plateau, haven't they? Oof. Yep, so we'll see. Again, they took down the Star Cruiser advertisement video. And again, that's a win for the fans. That is a win for the fans. But yeah, I'm really excited. That was a good win. So that's pretty much Star Wars. Disney continues to not figure out where they want to go with that. So, and we got more rumors saying that, you know, Jon Favreau and David Filoni, they're going to be in a new movie that they're going to make. And it's to the point that I don't care, because all roads lead to Rey, and that statement ruined Star Wars for me. Because I can't get excited for Ahsoka because she's dead. She was a Force voice in Rise of Skywalker. So, yeah. Can't get excited, man. Cannot get excited. All right, I've got two random things to show, which are pretty cool. It's kind of more of the karma, and then faith in humanity has been restored. All right, so this first one, um, so apparently this individual was about to get robbed, and the power of gasoline, man. Mistakes were made. So it's like they're gonna go try to rob this person and then just sprays gasoline all over them into the vehicle. Oh man, that is karma. So I saw that on Twitter. And then the last thing was this one. So you have a sports fan, Buffalo Sabres here, Buffalo, New York hockey team, doing rock, paper, scissors to win the hockey stick. The kid won, and the player gave the stick to the kid. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's stuff like that I love to see, and I try to highlight as best I can. Sometimes Twitter can be a good place of inspiration, even though it's a diamond in the rough. But yeah, I think that is everything that I've got. There's really kind of a short episode this week, mostly space-related stuff. But let's see, there we go. So yeah, that's really all I've got. As far as the channels, we're doing good. Growth is happening. I am definitely trying to, I'm trying to get my goal right now of 1 video a day. And as we go into holiday season and I get into my holiday break, I'm trying to boost it up to 4 videos a day, 1 for each channel. Try to practice what my eventual goal will be in the future when I start doing this full time. So, in a couple years. But yeah, you guys can follow me on all my channels. I've got the model railroading. I've got endless collectibles. Also, endless collectibles, Triple C. It's going to be happening at a different day of the week. This time it's going to be on Friday. The December 17th will be the last one of the year with the Geeky Crochet. And I know it's going to be on the same time as Friday Night Tights, so this will probably be the only time just because of the holidays and everything. We had to shift it to a Friday. And I'm hoping that won't be the permanent time because of Friday Night Tights, but we'll see. We shall see. But again, mark your calendars, December 17th, same time. It'll be 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock Central. So let's see. I'm trying to think what else. So that is the Endless Collectibles. Gaming, going strong. And then right here are on the After Dark. I don't think next week is the end of December. I think that's in 2 weeks. Yep. No, it's in 3 weeks. Yep. So normal episode on the 11th and 18th, and then on the 25th we'll have a Christmas special. That one will be the wrap up of December, and then I'll also give away my Icey Awards, basically things that I liked in the year 2021. So best games played, best movies that I saw, best song of the year, so on and so forth. You guys get the general idea. It's kind of my protest the Oscars type of show. But yeah, that's really all I've got. So that's all I have for you this week, guys. Thank you so much for coming out, and I'll see you guys on the Triple C, December 17th. Awesome, Avery. Can't wait to see you there. Cannot wait. Yeah, I've got so many. So I'll give you guys a little bit of spoilers because I can do that on this channel. I've got some Miraculous Ladybug. I've got a brand new Sailor Moon figure I'll be opening up. Let's see what else. I've got another Every Frame a Pause stuffy to reveal. Let's see what else do I have to showcase, and a few more things. So I am excited. It'll be the last Triple C of the year, and definitely one of my favorite live streams to do. So again, that'll be December 17th, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So hopefully after Friday Night Tights. But anyways, with that, guys, wing hugs as normal, and I'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, all.
will all fade away. Time turns